Welcome to my Otoshi Monologues, my excuse to talk, rant, or embarrass myself in front of all of y'all. So, as you can see, or maybe you can't see because you know it's a wall, but I am not in California anymore. I have journeyed to Japan. Let's see how I made it into this seat, and for that, I have to throw you guys back to California, where my family drove me to the airport. As you can see, they were so excited. Once we finally made it to the airport, we made our way to the check-in gate. Please enjoy my excited Off to Japan dance. But that excitement wore off real quick. The next 24 hours were gonna be so bad. And there I was, off on the first leg of my travel. Next stop, Hong Kong. I boarded the plane, watched the nice little information video, and I was off. And then, just like that, I was in Hong Kong. If only it was that easy. The plane ride was 15 hours of sleep. Wake up, eat. Gotta say though, visually the food, very appealing. Taste-wise not so much. Sleep some more. Watch movie. More sleep. Circle around in the air waiting to get the thumbs up to land. Looking around like a psycho, waiting for the plane to land. How could I forget my bloody nose incident? I was just sitting on the plane, trying to go to sleep, and then my right nostril decides to turn on full force like a faucet. I wipe my nose with my hand thinking it was just some watery snot, and then I look at my hand. Crime scene, man. If I had a piece of paper, I could have made a real nice hand turkey with the coverage of my blood. But I digress again. Of course, I only had like 2 napkins, so once those were soaked up, I just had to suck it up. Literally. Here I was on the plane just going for like 10 minutes straight. But with that fiasco behind us, eventually we started to descend and land, and I took my first steps in Hong Kong, or at least the Hong Kong airport, and thus began my 8-hour layover inside. First stop, the toilet. Supposedly, the Hong Kong airport is supposed to be full of some really fun things, but I couldn't find it. I don't exactly know how the airport is laid out, but I was confined to my own little section. Granted, I didn't try very hard to see how or if I could get to other terminals, but I wasn't gonna risk exiting and getting trapped in Hong Kong to never return. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. I just didn't want to go through security again. So off I went, wandering the airport, and after walking back and forth a couple of times, I decided to eat. One more complaint on that note. When you look up good food at the Hong Kong airport, all the fancy places are in other frickin' terminals. You know how discouraging it is to be scrolling on your phone and then to see that all the places are Terminal 1 or outside security. So, from my limited options, I decided to compare the reviews online, and I did what any good foodie would do. Chose the food that was the most aesthetically pleasing. In hindsight, not the best choice, but I did get to experience the line with friends bite and bite experience. See, look at that bear and that chicken! I'm sold. Up I go to the restaurant where the employee asks, "Dinner for one?" and stab stab. I'm reminded of how alone I am in this foreign country airport, and I look around to see everyone eating in pairs, but you know, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'll survive. I decide to order the basic chicken sandwich that's the first item on their menu, cause I can't make decisions, and the food comes out real fast. Now, here I am at my quote, dinner for one, trying not to make eye contact with the workers as they watch me eat. First bite? Real good. Crunchy, sweet, hot, all good things. But after that bite, things started to go downhill. The more I ate, the drier it got. I was chugging my water, only to realize all my water was gone and I still had a good portion of the burger left. So then, I had to switch to drenching everything in ketchup, which was still pretty good. The last thing I have to say about that meal though, was it's the big, fat liar. Now, I was off to find my Hong Kong souvenir, which I found pretty easily because I knew I wanted to get a Hong Kong Starbucks mug. See, look at it, it's so cool. With this mug, I can just pretend like I took a trip to Hong Kong, and no one has to know that I never left the airport. Mission accomplished. Then I got myself an iced Hawthorne lemon soda and sat down to recenter myself after the crazy flight from earlier and to prepare for the one coming up. A quick review of the soda though. I give it a 7 out of 10. Passing grade. Might order it again. They have some sort of Hawthorne syrup in there, but it could have been grenadine, and I probably wouldn't have known the difference. Now that I think about it, it was basically just a Shirley Temple with some Haw flakes thrown into it. And don't get me wrong, I like Shirley Temples, but I feel like you can make it at home. For the rest of my layover, I just sat and watched YouTube while researching where I needed to go once I landed. My game plan was to get a 10GB 90-day SIM card for 7,000 yen and a 1GB 7-day SIM card for like 3,200 yen. Not the best deal on that one, but it was the best option. Paired with this nice 5% coupon I found while scouring the interwebs, I should save like $5. While some people might be like, what, $5? That's so little. In my books, that's an entire boba. I don't have any footage of the plane ride to Japan because I was in a middle seat and I was really tired, but let me give you a recreation. Yeah, I just slept the whole time. My plane left at like 2 a.m. Hong Kong time and landed like 7 a.m. in Japan. I forced myself to sleep to try to combat the jet lag, but I missed my snack box. Then I took my first steps in Japan. Oh man, Japan, you stole my heart right away. Like, come on, Mario welcomed me to Japan. Thanks, Toad. I will have a nice trip. Then, I went to accomplish my checklist. I got my residence card, made it through customs, got my SIM card, reloaded my Pasmo, and got my train ticket. Everything was going so well. Off I was with my luggage on the JR train, where I got to witness the 7-minute train cleaning. Japan is very punctual. The trains have a lot of storage for your luggage. They have free Wi-Fi and charging thingies on each seat. Side note, remember that bloody nose from earlier? It like stained my hands. I already washed my hands like 3 to 4 times before this, but just look at it. It's like pretty gross. Anyway, I was having a wonderful time. But as usual, things did not stay so wonderful for long. Once I had to transfer to the Chuo line, I started to run into problems. Luckily, I wasn't traveling at peak rush hour times, but the train was still pretty crowded and I had 2 suitcases with me. Now, if you come to Japan and you have to travel a pretty far distance from the airport to where you're staying, highly recommend using the baggage delivery service offered at the airport. It's like $25 per suitcase. They'll deliver it basically anywhere throughout Japan, and you don't have to carry it on the train with you. Now, the school did recommend that I do that, but I was like, $25? I can carry my suitcase. I'll use the $25 for food. I won't say I completely regret the decision, but it got a lot harder once I was on the other trains, because the trains keep getting smaller and you just feel like you're so in the way with your suitcases. But everyone in Japan is so nice that they won't say anything to you directly, but internally, my conscience was killing me a little. Anyway, back to my trip. In the university's instructions, they tell you to take the Chuo Line Rapid. So, in my head, that meant that there was a Chuo Line Rapid and a Chuo Line Not Rapid. I got onto what I thought was the Chuo Line Rapid. Now, what I didn't realize until after I passed my station by like 5 stops is that there's a Chuo Line Rapid that stops at all the stations and a Chuo Line Rapid Express that stops at select stations. So, after going really far past my stop, I get off the train, only to get on to another train that's still a Chuo Line Rapid Express. This time, I realized it before I passed my station that I was on the wrong one, so I got off again, and then I finally got on the correct Chuo Rapid. 3rd time's the charm. So I got on my correct Chuo Line Rapid, and I finally made it to Musashi Sakai Station. I followed the signs to the south exit and got my first good look at Japan. Wow. Now the first thing I noticed, it's very hot and humid. But look, pretty trees, pretty buildings, very loud cicadas. Is that a Uniqlo? This is gonna be great. Anyway, I hopped onto the tiny 93 bus for the last leg of my journey. Y'all, look, I'm in frickin' Japan. It looks like just what I imagined. Study abroad is officially on. I'm ready. Hope you're ready. Classes are gonna start soon. Lots of orientation stuff. I don't really know. Thanks for watching my journey to get to this beautiful country, and I'll talk to y'all when I do something else interesting. Mata next time!